Last week here on Thunder, the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite knocked off the West Virginia Mountaineer in the final round, laying the hammer down in that big Ford horsepower, keeping Snakebite on top of the heat. Tonight, can he hold on to the checker flag? We're going to find out as 16 monster trucks go racing. A sold-out crowd here at the MTA Arena as we come into week 3 of the September season. Hi everyone, I'm your host tonight, Steve Jones, and if you're new here, be sure to crush that subscribe button and leave us a like if you don't mind, because we have got 16 of MTA's baddest monster trucks ready to throw down and turn some dirt up for the fans. They're all shooting for that man right there, Gene Patterson and Snakebite. As we get ready to look at our matchups here in round 1 of week 3 of the September season. First up in our matchups, we've got Mike Lanford and Bustin' Loose. He draws up against Joey Andrews in the Devastator Chevrolet. That's followed by the Mountaineer, the finalist from last week, set to take on Black Pearl. And up first, you see Mike Lanford out of Conroe, Texas, the Bustin' Loose Chevrolet. He is currently at the bottom in points right now. He's looking to turn things around here tonight in that big bad bow tie. Over in the far lane, though, another bad bow tie. That's Joey Andrews in the Devastator Chevrolet. Two bow ties going to kick it off here in round 1 racing as we go green. Both trucks drill the light down the straight through no man's lane. And Bustin' Loose and Mike Lanford and the Bustin' Loose Chevrolet pick up the win over the Devastator. They're off to round 2, and up next, the Outlaw Joshua Wells returns in the Black Pearl Chevrolet, one-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. Over in the far lane, though, your wild card champion from earlier this year, the former driver of the Bulldozer, now representing the Johnson Motorsports Race Team. That's Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer. Ford and Chevrolet down the straight stretch now. They're even up through no man's land in a close race. I'm not too sure who picked up the win. You see Black Pearl took a dip in the pond there in the middle of the track. We're going to go down now to a photo finish. Black Pearl and Mountaineer. Your winner is going to be the West Virginia Mountaineer by literally quarter of a tire. Congratulations, Jeffrey Skipper, on that big win. And up next, we've got Johnny Retlaw out of Granite City, Illinois in the Taurus Chevrolet, the Revenge Champion from January this year. Over in the far lane, though, is newcomer Blake Mahoney, still getting his feet wet here on the Thunder Circuit in the Samson Chevrolet. Another set of bow ties going to lay it down here in round 1 action as we go green. Both trucks now hard up the line. Taurus pulling a slight lead them up and over the cars, and Samson's in trouble, and it's all Johnny Retlaw in the Taurus Chevrolet out of Granite City, Illinois. He moves on to round 2. Samson, unfortunately, didn't cross the finish line. And up next, 3-time Thunder champion, you heard it right, Greg Durbin in the Saigon Shaker has been shaken up pretty much all season long. He's still trying to get his bearings together, but he's got to knock off the Gravedigger over in the far lane. That's Aaron Church behind the wheel. Picked up his first Thunder win last season. Stage now, there's the green light, hard off the line. Saigon pulling a lead on him, and Gravedigger may have come back on him. I'm not too sure. Aaron Church laid down the Chevrolet horsepower in no man's land. We're going to go back here to a photo finish and see what happened across the line. And there you see it, Saigon got into the wall, but does beat Gravedigger. And up next, we've got Wildman Ryan Johnson back behind the wheel. The Bulldozer took home the All-American Throwdown Championship and the Summer Heat Shootout Championship these past 2 months. He's looking to go 3 for 3 as we approach Superior Survivor. And in the near lane, Chad Legit out of the Bad Weather Race Camp in the Tropical Thunder as both trucks are stayed. There's the green light now. Tropical Thunder got him up the line. Bulldozer coming back, and they got a close race down there in the shutdown area. Bulldozer trying to get it shut down before he gets into the other trucks. Going back down now to an MTA replay. Look, Tropical Thunder had him coming down the straight stretch. They hit the first jump. Tropical Thunder still with a big lead. Bulldozer now coming back on him. They come to the line, and Bulldozer picks up the win over Tropical Thunder. What a close race there. And up next, we've got Jalen Buford. Picked up his first Thunder win earlier this season in that bad fast USA 1 Chevrolet out of Maximum Motorsports. Over in the far lane, he ain't no slouch. That's James Valancourt in the Liquidator Ford out of the K&J Race Camp. Ford versus Chevrolet now. Both trucks staged at the line. There's the green light. Chevrolet gets him off the line, and Ford coming back on him, and Valancourt in the Liquidator Ford picks up the win. What a huge victory right there. He laid it all down over that Chevrolet. Jalen Buford, though, was right there with him. Look at that photo finish. The Ford and Liquidator move on. And next up, we've got 5-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, the leader of the Maximum Motorsports Race Team, that's Bradley Graham and Goldberg. Over in the far lane, though, the man who ran USA 1 twice last week, that's Jason Cook out of the Bad Weather Race Camp and the Hurricane Force Ford. Boat truck stage at the line. Who's moving on to round 2 action? As we go green, Goldberg now got him up the line, holding the lead out on him, and Bradley Graham and Goldberg picked the win up. And yes, we did get confirmation from the booth. Goldberg does move on over Hurricane Force into round 2. And now as we close out round 1 action, the Ford Brass Eagle Snake Bike, driven by Gene Patterson, picked up his first Thursday Night Thunder victory last week, put on that brand new BDS supercharger, and laid down that Ford horsepower. Over in the near lane, though, the Crazy Cat, there's the Chevrolet-powered Prowler machine. Who's moving on to round 2 action? The Snake versus the Cat. Boat truck stage now. There's the green light. Snake Bike got him off the line. Prowler coming back in a close race across the finish line. And I do not know who picked up the win. Whether it was the Snake or the Cat, both of them laid it down. Back over to an MTA replay. I may have been wrong. Prowler got him off the line there. Snake Bike trying to come back. They hit no man's land. Some big time air by the Crazy Cat. Snake Bike trying to play catch up as they approach the line. And there you see our officials drew a line. Prowler does pick up the win by quarter of a tire. And ladies and gentlemen, changing gears here for just a minute. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the Throttle Out Show over on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Get down in the conversation with Tweety, Harley, and Spence and learn new things about the monster truck industry changing every day. These guys call it like they see it, and this is the True Blue Monster Truck Podcast. Back here on Thunder, as the champ is eliminated in round 1 action, we kick off round 2. Bustin' Loose will draw up against the West Virginia Mountaineer to kick things off. Mike Lanford out of Conroe, Texas, representing the Chevrolet camp in Bustin' Loose. But over in the far lane, your finalist from last week lost out to Snakebite. He's out for revenge here tonight. Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer. Ford versus Chevrolet to kick off round 2 action. Boat truck stage now at the line. As we go green, Chevrolet got him off the line. Ford trying to come back through no man's land and Bustin' Loose trying to shut it down and hit Snakebite in the shutdown area. Unbelievable race. Bustin' Loose and Mike Lanford do pick up the win. Moving on to semis, and up next, we've got Johnny Redlaw out of Granite City, Illinois. He is rocking and rolling in the Taurus Chevrolet. Over in the far lane, though, that's Greg Durbin in the Saigon Shaker. 3-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. He is looking to turn things around in week 3 of the September season, but he's got to knock off Taurus in the near lane. As we go green now, both trucks hard off the line. Taurus pulling a big lead on him through no man's land, and Taurus takes a drink in the pond there in the middle of the track. Taurus Chevrolet and Johnny Redlaw move on to semifinal action. Saigon Shaker is on the trailer. And next up, this one's worth the price of admission alone. James Vaillancourt in the Liquidator Ford out of the K&J Race Camp. He is set to take on Wildman Ryan Johnson in the far lane in that bad, fast Brodozer. These two probably have the most credentials out here on the Thunder circuit, but only one moves on to semifinal action. Brodozer far lane, Liquidator near lane. There's the green light down the straight stretch. Liquidator pulling the lead, and Brodozer comes back on him. Ryan Johnson in the Brodozer move on to semifinal action. He knocks off Liquidator. He finds himself a spot in the next round. And next up, Goldberg set to take on the Prowler machine. And folks, let me tell you, Bradley Graham cannot get around the Crazy Cat. He keeps prying and prying and prying. He cannot get around Jason Wook in the Prowler machine. Maybe tonight will be his night because he is out for revenge over the Crazy Cat in the Prowler machine. As we go green now, Goldberg comes up the line hard, trying to stay with him with Prowler. And Prowler, I believe, picked up the win. I'm not exactly sure, but that was an incredibly close race. I know Goldberg is shooting for that Prowler machine. Back down to an MTA replay. Both trucks are even down that straight stretch. Hit the first jump coming over no man's land. And Bradley Graham's hanging right there with him. Back down across the line, and Prowler does pick up the win. But it doesn't come without problems, though. We're down in the pits now with the Prowler team. Jason Wook said when he landed in no man's land, he felt a bad vibration in the truck. They snapped the rear drive shaft, and folks, this could take him out of competition if he can't get back to the line in time, and that means Goldberg will come back. We're going to follow up with this story in just a few minutes. As we get set to kick off the semifinal matchups, up first, another battle of the bow tie. Bustin' Loose will take on Taurus, and if Jason Wook and company can come back In the Prowler, they take on Brodozer. And first up, Mike Lanford out of Conroe, Texas, busting loose Chevrolet. He has got that truck dialed in here tonight. But in the far lane, another Chevrolet out of Granite City, Illinois. That's Johnny Redlaw in the Taurus machine. Both trucks want to go to the finals and gain these points as we get closer to close the September season. Only one can move on. There's the green light. They're hard off the line. Both trucks through no man's land. And oh, look out. Bustin' Loose trying to shut it down. He caught on two wheels coming across the finish line. Lanford and Bustin' Loose move on to the finals. And folks, here he comes back on the track. Jason Wolf, the crazy cat in the Prowler machine. The crew got it back together. They wasn't going to let no drive shaft stop him from coming back to the line. We're glad to see him back here to show up in the semifinal matchup, but he has got to make sure that truck is dialed in because he is set to take on Wildman Ryan Johnson, who is always a threat out here on the Thunder Circuit in the Brodozer machine. Let's just hope Jason Wilk and company got the Prowler machine where they can drive it across the finish line first. If not, Wildman Ryan Johnson will meet Mike Lanford and Bustin' Loose in the finals. We're going to find out who's going to meet him there. Both trucks stays at the line. As we go green, both trucks hard on the line. Brothers in the lead. Prowler right there with him. Loses it across the line. Gets into the wall. I do believe Brodozer does pick up the win. And yes, we got confirmation. Brodozer is in the finals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got the finals coming up next, but I want to remind you, Saturday, September 25th at 7 p.m., right here on the MTA YouTube channel, 32 monster trucks will all be competing for the Superior Survivor Championship, and trust me, it's a show you don't want to miss. Back here now on Thunder, and we are set and ready to go because it is final time to close out week 3 of the September season. Mike Lanford and the Bustin' Loose Chevrolet is looking wicked fast here tonight, considering he was low man on the totem pole all season long in the points. He is ready to turn that around here tonight in the finals. However, in the far lane, Wildman Ryan Johnson always dialed in the Brodozer machine. He's looking to add another trophy on the wall at the Johnson Motorsport Race Team. Ladies and gentlemen, Brodozer, Bustin' Loose. It's showtime here on Thunder down the straight stretch. They're even. Lanford's got his hands full and he knocks off Brodozer, trying to get it shut down in the final round here in week 3 of Thursday Night Thunder. Lanford picks up the win and Bustin' Loose. And ladies and gentlemen, back down now to an MTA replay to take another look. Even off the line there, you see maybe a slight lead to Bustin' Loose down the straight stretch. When they hit the first jump, he definitely pulls on Brodozer in the far lane. Near lane, Bustin' Loose across the finish line. He takes the Chevrolet in the Bowtie Camp to victory here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Mike Lanford and Bustin' Loose on your first ever Thursday Night Thunder victory. And what a wild ride it was all season long for that team. Hopefully they can keep it up. And now to jump over to the overall point standings. First, we want to show you the highly anticipated 40th anniversary Gravedigger paint scheme for 2022. This is what we get. Back here now with the overall points. There you see the latter half of the bracket. Samson holding the gate closed with 15 points. And over at the top half, Snakebite still leads with 33 points, followed by James Valancourt and Liquidator with 31 points, and Jalen Buford in USA 1 with 30. However, tonight's win, Lanford moves to 5th place with 30 points. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed week 3 of the September season here on Thursday Night Thunder. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time.